Mr. Obama's handling of combating terrorism in kind of stealth ways, not...
Well, you know, President Obama, it's been hard to figure out exactly what his policy is.
Yeah.
It changes from time to time.
Yeah.
And I've not been there. Haven't been inside the council. I don't have secret, intelligence and that sort of
Sure.
thing. But I noticed that both of his secretaries of defense, after they got out of office, have been very critical of the lack of positive action on the part of the president. He's been delayed. Sometimes he draws red lines on the sand in the Mideast, and then when the time comes, he doesn't go through with it.
Yeah.
But and I really object to the killing of people, particularly Americans overseas, that haven't been brought to justice and put through a trial. To me, that violates our Constitution and the basic principles of human rights.
That did happen once, at least.
Well, we killed 4 Americans overseas who with American drones, and I just don't think that's a proper thing to do. I think a lot of it is based on racism. As you know, after Lyndon Johnson espoused and promoted the civil rights legislation, Voting Rights Act, and so on, which I think was a wonderful thing, the South, under Nixon and others, pretty well began to emphasize the race issue, and that's what's made the Republicans so strong in the South, is a aversion to having all the races equally treated. I think that's the case in Texas and all the way across the South to some degree. But I don't mean to insinuate that every Republican is a racist. I don't mean that at all. But it's kind of the underlying thing when you talk about welfare queens and that sort of thing. It sends a signal. And I remember that when President Reagan kicked off his presidential election, he went to Philadelphia, Mississippi. And that's a little tiny county seat in Mississippi where the 3 black boys were buried in the dam. You may remember.
Oh, I remember.
And that's where
the movie. Yeah.
That's where he went to kick off his campaign. Yeah, so it sent kind of a quiet signal, and then he could say, "Well, I'm not a racist, but you get the message."
Yeah.
So I think some of that still goes.